this bonus section of the lesson, I'm going to show you exactly how to create your own killer study schedule for 2019. I'm going to give you some great tips and also show you exactly what you need to do, what you need to think about to plan for and prepare for a fantastic year of English study and progress. Now, I often get asked by my students, how can I get better at English? Now, this is a near impossible question for me to answer or for anyone who doesn't know you personally. I don't know what your English level is. I don't know how long you've been studying for. I don't know how much time you spend each week studying, what resources you have available to help you, all of these things, right? But you do. And since you're here and you want me to help you create this study plan so that you can study like a boss in 2019, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. You're going to end up with a study plan that's perfect for you. So we're working together to make this happen. Let me tell you why I think it's important to have a study guide to help you improve your English. The thing is, we are all really busy, and sometimes we just don't have time to think about what to study exactly. And because the internet is such a big and distracting place, I think, the last thing that you want to do after coming home from work is to think about what to study, right? If you sit down in front of your computer after a long day at work and go, okay, time to study some English, you're going to end up watching random YouTube videos, chatting to your friends on Facebook, because it's all just a bit too hard. So we need to know what you're doing in advance. We want you spending your precious energy studying, not wasting that energy on thinking about what to study, right? We want you to be efficient. So the other great thing about a study plan is that you can actually see what you need to do. It's really clear, right? And once you write it all down, it makes it more real, okay? You're accountable because you've written it down. You've got a checklist now. You know exactly what to do. It's easier to be consistent with your study if you carve out specific chunks of time through your week where you know that this is your English study time. This is the time that you need to focus on doing those activities. So step number one, you really need to get clear on why you're studying English in the first place. It's not just to improve your English. Why are you trying to improve your English? Is it because you are studying at an English university? And so you actually need to build a specific set of skills that is academic English. Perhaps you're trying to improve your scores in an IELTS exam or a TOEFL exam. So this is exam-based English. And again, the things that you do and the way that you study is different if the reason why you're studying English is an exam as opposed to academic English at university. Same for if you're trying to improve your English for your job, and then your focus is on business English and it's on specific situations where you would be talking to clients or colleagues, where you need to learn specific vocabulary sets to help you do your job correctly or in the best way possible. Or you might be trying to improve your English for social or cultural reasons. Maybe you're going on a trip and you want to be able to speak with other people who are traveling with you. You need to improve your conversational English, your small talk, that kind of thing. Whatever the reason you choose, you need to get specific about what skills you want to improve and how you're going to do it. So if you need to listen to native English speakers and that's the skill that you need to improve because you speak to your colleagues or your customers and they all have different accents, then the result that you need from your study is specific, right? So you can focus on that kind of activity. If it's introducing yourself to strangers because you're going on a trip, you need to get better at small talk. If it's university, then you need to get better at presentations and essay writing, right? You also need to have a very clear idea about what money that you will invest in your English. It's not just time that you're investing, but it's also money. Is a tutor the right option for you? If it is, make sure that you choose someone that specifically can help you with the skills that you need to improve this year. Don't just get a general tutor, but find someone who's an academic specialist or a business English specialist or someone who's interested and loves travel and can talk about different experiences in that way. Now, if you're learning for free using online resources, of which there are thousands and thousands, that's fantastic. But it's even more important that you get clear on what you're studying and how you plan to do it. There's a lot of free information out there, but you need to make sure that you are focusing on the stuff that's relevant to you. Okay, which is why it's important that you understand why you're studying. So once you get clear on all of this, then you're ready to create your killer study schedule. So firstly, a killer study schedule needs to be written down somewhere. On a whiteboard, in a notebook, on a planner, a journal, whatever method works best for you. I like to map everything down on a really huge oversized planner. The bigger the better. But you could use a journal or even an online calendar if you prefer. Next, what you need to do is just identify any of the times where you're not free for study. Block out your job, your gym classes, babysitting, Friday night, date night, whatever it is that you do throughout the week. That way you'll be able to see when you actually have the time to study. By blocking out all this other time, you'll identify what opportunities for study there actually are. Now, it's really important, like I said earlier, that you are specific about the tasks that you're going to do while you study. Don't just block out 3 or 4 hours of time and say English study, because we all know that that is not a successful way of actually achieving things and getting things done, right? We need to be specific. We need to know exactly what we're studying. If it's a huge, overwhelming task or a big hunk of time, it's easier for us to push it to the next day or, next week even. Small, defined tasks that can fit into short blocks of time, for example, on lunch breaks or, when you've got a couple of hours free in the afternoon, these little tasks are so much more realistic and easier to achieve. More than anything, we want you to feel good for ticking off that little goal on your list rather than pushing a difficult or really overwhelming task to the next day. So you want to be setting small goals for yourself and just fit them into your schedule where you can. If you can be really specific about the tasks, then that's all the better. So for example, you could plan to watch a TED Talk about budgeting. That's a really specific topic, right? Find a TED Talk about budgeting and watch it and write down 10 new vocabulary words that are new or maybe you'd forgotten about. That's one task. It's probably going to take you 15 minutes. You can squeeze that in anywhere. You could also write a journal entry. That's probably going to take you 15 minutes. Write a journal entry using the 10 words that you learned during that TED Talk. Now, if you plan to meet an English tutor, obviously put that in your schedule, but also schedule in a little bit of time to write down 5 questions that you want to ask your English tutor. So schedule that time to be before your meeting with that tutor. So that's a separate task as well to make sure you get it done. You can schedule a time to watch an episode in a series on Netflix. Now, episodes are great because you can follow the characters through a story, right? And it keeps it interesting. You get used to their accents and the expressions that you hear are often repeated. They're also short so that you stay alert watching, okay? Remember, while you're watching videos, TED Talks, that kind of thing, I want you to be actively watching, not passively just sitting back and watching, actively, which means you can write down any new expressions that you hear or even look them up while you're watching. If you sit down at the start of your week or your month to create this, you won't have to think about what to study. You'll just have to do it, right? And if you can create your study plan with a friend who's also studying English, that's even better. So there you have it. My killer new study schedule. I also found that there was quite a few little spaces throughout my day where maybe I might be able to squeeze in a little bit more study if I had the time. So I've listed YouTube English, my favorite podcast, and my favorite Netflix series as well, just in case I find myself with a little bit of extra time and I want to fill it with some extra bonus English study. Now I know exactly what I need to do and when I need to do it. What would be even more handy is if you could get all of these events into your calendar on your phone or on your laptop so that you can get reminders and that kind of thing to help you remember to do them. That's the hardest part, right? Okay, so the plan's there. I hope that the tips that you learned in this lesson really help you to get your study plan in order and feeling really good about the year to come. I think we're gonna make some big things happen. I'm pretty excited to hear how your year goes. If you wanna keep practicing with me, then check out these lessons right here. I'll see you in 2019, if not before.